All right, everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the Fool the Lockout Challenge from picoCTF 2026 as part of their web exploitation series of challenges. So let's take a look at the description of the challenge. It says, your friend is building a simple website with a login page. To stop brute forcing and credential stuffing, they've added an IP-based rate limit. Exceed the attempt threshold and your IP is blocked for a while. They've convinced this makes guessing credentials impossible. To test their defense, they've created a dummy account with a random username and password pair from public credential lists. Giving you those username and password lists, shared the full source code, and can you bypass the rate limit, log in, and capture the flag? Additional details will be available after launching your challenge instance. So before let's go ahead and launch the instance. So click on the Launch Instance button, and we're going to note that we've got 3 different links here. So it says browse the site here, app source code here, and credentials dump here. So there are 2 files that we need to download, and there's 1 website we want to interface with. So to start with, what we want to do is we want to click on Open the Interface, and we want to put our terminal, which is a CLI-based Linux machine, over in the in its own browser tab. So to do that, inside the terminal here, we're going to right-click, and then we're going to select this frame, and then we're going to select Open this frame in a new tab from the options over here. So this is going to put the CLI terminal in its own browser tab, which is exactly what we want. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to make a directory to work inside of, and let's just call this directory Lockout. So we're making the directory so that we can put all of the associated files inside of this directory. Okay, move into the directory with the cd command, and then we're going to download a couple of files. We're going to go back to the challenge. We're going to click on Exit Workspace over here so that we can get rid of this terminal. And then we're going to browse down, and we're going to select the app source code link here. Highlight it, right-click, select Copy Link, and then go back to your web shell. So inside the web shell, we're going to use wget space, and then right-click, select Paste to paste in the file address. Hit Enter to copy the file, and then you will see that we've got the app.py file inside our directory. So we need to copy another file as well. So we'll go back to the challenge description, and we've got our credentials dump. So highlight the credentials dump here, link, right-click, select Copy Link, go back to the web shell, and then do wget space again, and paste in the other file link. Hit Enter to download the file. So now when you ls to list out the files in the directory, you should see app.py and credsdump.txt. So what is in these files? So if we take a look at credsdump.txt, so this is a combination of usernames and passwords separated by a semicolon over here. What we need to do is we need to do a credential stuffing attack to find out which of these usernames and passwords is valid on the system. So the other thing that we have in this directory is this app.py file. So this means that the application that is being run on the website is being powered by this Python script. So we'll nano space app.py, and we'll take a look at what's inside of the code. So there's a lot of code here. There's a lot of code here, but we're not going to pay attention to everything. We're not going to go line by line in this code. We're going to pay attention to the lockout mechanism. So we're going to see that there are a few different variables we need to pay attention to. So the first one here is this max requests. So in the comment it says max failed attempts before a user is locked out. So what we can infer here is that if a user sends 10 or more failed attempts to log in, the system will lock them out. And the lockout duration here is 120. So we're assuming that this is seconds, and this is the duration a user will be locked out for in seconds. 120 is 2 minutes, and so if you actually get locked out, we're locked out for 2 minutes. But there's this other variable here called epoch duration. So epoch duration, it says here that this is the time frame for failed attempts in seconds. So what we need to understand is that the number of max requests is going to be reset after the epoch duration. So after 30 seconds, the max requests, the number of requests that we send to the system is going to be reset to 0, which gives us another less than 10 attempts to try to break in. So that's going to be 9 requests, followed by 30 seconds, followed by another 9 requests. So what we can do is we can evade the rate limit by sending batches of credential stuffs. So we're doing this in little batches. Let's talk about this a little more before we actually do the attack. Okay, so picoCTF 2026, Fool the Lockout. In this challenge, we're told to bypass the brute force defenses on this web app and perform a brute force / credential stuffing attack. Okay, what is credential stuffing? Credential stuffing is a web app attack where pairs of credentials, username and password, are systematically sent to a web app login page in an attempt to discover valid credentials. In this case, there's brute force protections in place. We've been told that this app has an IP-based rate limiting system, which could lock out requests from our IP address and prevent a credential stuffing attack. Okay, so when we inspect the app code, we're given the source code for the app, and if we look at the way that the IP lockout mechanism works, we see that there is a potential bypass. The code states that the maximum number of requests a user can make before their IP is locked out is 10, and that the number of requests is reset after 30 seconds. So this means that we could send 9 requests in a brute force attack, then wait 30 seconds for the request counter reset, and then send another 9 requests, then wait another 30 seconds, etc., etc. In this way, we could perform our credential stuffing attack in batches of 9 requests, waiting a little more than 30 seconds between each batch. So we'll be using a Python script to perform the credential stuffing attack, since it can keep track of the credential pairs, the batches of requests, and the waiting period between batches. So we'll take a look at the Python script we're going to be using to perform the attack over here. Okay, so we've got a script that we're going to be using to perform the attack. Before we create the script and run it, let's just quickly go over what it does. So we import a few different modules: the request module, the time module, and the system module, and then we specify a host in this variable over here. So this is going to be the web page that we're going to be interacting with. And then we've got a few different variables that handles the request batches. So the batch size, so the number of requests that we send is going to be 9. The sleep time is going to be 32 because we want to make sure that it's over 30 so that we don't accidentally trigger the lockout. And then we've got our batch count. So our initial batch count is 0. And we also have an iterator over here, which is I, which is set to 0. And we've got a list of credentials. So the credentials right now is an empty dictionary, but we're going to populate it with the credsdump.txt file. So for each one of these lines, we're going to get the username and password, and then we're going to populate the list with a little tuple that has the username and password from each line. Okay, we're going to print out a little message, and then we're going to run a while loop over the credentials. So while I is less than the length of the credentials, username and passwords is credentials I from the credentials list. If the batch count is equal to the batch size, then, well, if the batch count is equal to the batch size, this is where we make sure that we're not sending over 9 requests in the batch. And then it'll print out waiting for the server to reset for the sleep time. So then we run time.sleep for the sleep time, and then batch count is going to be reset to 0. So batch count is the number of requests. Okay, we're going to iterate the batch count down here, and then we're going to run a login attempt. So with request.session as s, r equals s.post. So we're going to post a request to the login endpoint with the username and the password as our data. So if we don't get an invalid response, so for most of these requests, we're going to get a response that says invalid username or password. But if for some reason one of our requests does not have invalid in the response text, we're going to consider this a success. And then we're going to print out the username and password that was the success. And then we're going to print out the response text. And then we're going to exit. So we're basically only going until we get the correct credentials. Then we're going to print out the response, and then we're going to exit out of the program. Okay, so with all that said and done, let's copy the code. Anyways, copy the code, go over to the web shell. And then, so, okay, well, sorry. Okay, so everybody, we were taking a look at the code over here. To exit from the nano text editor, you have to use the Control X keyboard shortcut. So just hit Control X, and that'll exit the nano text editor. We want to go back into the nano text editor to create our script. We're going to create a new file called nano lockout.py, and then hit enter to create this file, and then we're going to paste in the code that we copied earlier. So right click, paste, and this is our brute forcing script. So before we run the script, we need to replace our host because the host is going to be different each time. So we're just going to go over to the host. We're going to delete everything we have here. And then we're going to go back to the challenge. In the challenge, it says browse the site here. We're going to copy this link, right click, copy link, and then go over to our web shell. And then we're going to paste in the file, the URL. So this is the URL for the challenge. Afterwards, we can save this. Control X to save. It'll ask if you want to save modified buffer, press Y for yes. Hit enter to confirm the file name. And then from here, we can run the lockout.py script to do the credential stuffing attack. So the command is python space lockout.py. So when we run the script, we're going to see this message, loaded 100 credential pairs, trying these 9 credential pairs. So it tries 9 credential pairs, and then afterwards, it waits for 32 seconds for the lockout to reset, for the lockout counter to reset, and then it sends another 9 requests. So let's just wait for us to see that. Okay, so it sends the next 9 credential pairs, and then it waits for 32 seconds for it to reset. So while this is going on, let me just show you what the application looks like. So if we go over to the description here, it says browse the site here. Oh, we're gonna have to restart the instance because we're running out of time in the instance. So let me go ahead and do that. So click on restart instance. And we're very quickly gonna have to restart the attack. Okay. So we're gonna go back. We're going to copy the link again. Yeah, so we're gonna have to restart our script. Before we do that, we're gonna have to go back into the script in Nano because our port number has changed. Okay, go back into lockout.py. Hosts, we're gonna replace it with the new instance. We need to do this because the instance is gonna have a different port number each time. We save it out, save modified buffer yes, hit enter to confirm the file name, and then we're going to run the script one more time. Okay, so this is going to take a while to run. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 minutes. Are we finished? Yes, we're finished. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what the correct. So we sent our batches of 9 requests, and then we took a 32-second break, and we're eventually able to get the correct credential pair. So the correct credential pair is this one, Aaron and 9inch. And in the response, we see here that we've got basically the contents of the web page. So the contents of the web page include this message over here, flag message, picoCTF, full that limiter, something something. Okay, so we'll submit this. Well, just to make sure that this is the correct one, we can actually copy the password. So the password is 9inch, and the username is Aaron with 2 N's. We'll go over to the application. Where is it? Here. And then we'll log in as Aaron. Okay, paste in the password, click login, and this is it. So welcome Aaron, picoCTF full limiter, great. Copy the flag, then go over to the challenge description. Down at the bottom, there's a flag submission field. Click into it, paste in the flag, and submit the flag to finish the challenge. Okay. All right, everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for the Lockout challenge from picoCTF 2026 as part of their web exploitation series of challenges. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.